So up first, we are joined by Pepinnini Minerals with the ticker code PNN, a diversified exploration company. To tell us more, today I am joined by Pepinnini Minerals Executive Director, Mena Habib. Good morning, Mena.
Good morning, Jane. Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Let me just bring up your presentation.
So I was just saying we're a new board, a new team, really diverse skill set and re-energized and ready to take this company to the next step. We're in a fortunate position to be working across a portfolio with 4 different projects. And I guess our key message to shareholders is that we will advance exploration across all our projects. And that's our commitment. We're here to unlock value, and yeah, it's an exciting time. So just a quick overview on the corporate structure: 61 million shares on issue, roughly at the 38 mil market cap, with 4.8 million in the bank. So nice capital structure. Once again, a strong board with a clear strategy and vision moving forward. Yeah, so that's, as I mentioned, there's 4 projects. I do want to touch on them all briefly today. I want to spend a bit more time on the Lithium-Brine project, with a lot being happening there. Yep, so that's the Salta Lithium-Brine project. So we know, how lithium has been performing. We're in a good position in terms of where we're situated. We've got over 14,000 hectares, and we're located in the world-renowned lithium triangle, which we know holds 65% of the world's lithium. So I want to bring your attention to the graph. And when you look at where we're situated, so we've got the Incawazi Salar, and our next door neighbors there are Ganfeng, so a Chinese well-known lithium producer. And when you move over to the Rincon project, we know that Rio purchased Rincon Mining recently for over $820 million. Our ASX listed peers, Argosy, are there also, and they've done very well. So we're able to see what these big companies have been able to produce. So as a team, it's in terms of putting a strategy together, it's very clear. We do have an existing JORC, so we're not an early phase company. Plenty of work has been done. So a quarter of a million lithium carbonate equivalent has been proved, and grades up to 313 milligrams per litre. We've just announced today that we've signed an MOU with Sunrecent, so a global DLE lithium technology company. They've got 8 commercial operating plants. So it's in terms of our prospects, what that grade of 313 means now, we're going to run it through their systems. So I'll be up in Argentina shortly, collecting the samples and making sure that we give our chance the best chance. We've got, this technology is proven. So we're, in terms of our strategy, a big step forward for Pepinnini, and really exciting. We perceive this as a game changer, Rincon. And when you look at them separately, Rincon is high in sulfate and Incawazi high in calcium. So what the company has done, when they brine blend, you find that the impurities of the one counterbalances the impurities of other and precipitates out, giving you a high quality lithium product. And we announced that in the recent announcement, we achieved a 5.3 lithium concentrate, which is extremely important. When we start talking to offtake partners, these are the conversations that we're going to be having. The first thing they're going to ask is, what's your grade? So now we're very comfortable in that position, and we're going to continue to explore that. So after 8 weeks, the brine blending achieved that 8,500 milligrams per kilogram. So when you look at how that compared to the salars separately, that's 14 times that of Incawazi and 7 times that of Rincon. So when we're saying game changer, it talks to those numbers. We look at comparisons on the ASX, Alchem, ASX code AKE. Their project concentrate is 7,000 milligrams per kilogram. So we're right up there. So now we've got to prove it on a larger scale. We've got to look at how we're going to get this product, obviously, to market. We're going to look at assess different ways, including the DLE. Are we going to combine them? These are all strategies that we're working with behind the scenes. But we've got a high lithium concentrate, low lithium sulfate contaminate, and that low contamination leads to high recovery, but it also leads to cost saving. So when we start talking about bringing this product into that production phase, a big area in terms of cost is the cost of reagents, because Mother Nature has done its thing and they've been able to precipitate out. You've got less magnesium and all these contaminants, which effectively you're going to pay for to remove. So this is it's a really good position to be with, to have as a company in terms of our lithium project. We're working on an ESG focus. That's going to be a big part of our business, and we'll continue to talk to the market about what that looks like. We're also talking to the government in terms of how that will look and what that means for them, for Argentina, mining in Argentina. And as an Australian company, it's extremely important to lift our profile. There's a lot happening. People are starting to take note of Pepinnini and what we're doing there. So we're looking forward to continue to communicate to the market on our plans moving forward. So this just outlines the project. It's fairly straightforward, but when you evaporate them and you get together, we're getting that high concentrate. And as I mentioned, at that high grade, so we'll continue there. It's pretty self-explanatory. So next steps for us, we'll continue to work with our scientists at Infinitum who did the Brine Blending Program for us. We'll start looking at the numbers, the cost versus benefit. We're planning to drill in Kawazi and put a JORC resource on that in the next. We'll hopefully start drilling in the next month. We're just waiting on an environmental permit there, but moving forward, and the vision is a scoping study and start looking at, we're in a good position now and we want to grow. We want to grow in Argentina. So what that looks like, we're continuing to work with, and we'll hopefully advance that area as well. So mergers and acquisition, a big part of us, a big part of our focus moving forward. So the Kaolin Peninsula project, so the first phase of drilling will hopefully commence imminently, so any day now. Just a quick overview. I think the markets really has a good understanding of Kaolin, 1,413 square kilometers. So it's a decent size tenement. We're adjacent to Andromeda Minerals, and we've got some historical workings. And our goal here is to fast track that JORC resource and start looking at different ways of working. So yeah, we've got 130 air holes planned at the Eyre Peninsula, and once again, we're hoping to get on the ground any day now. And that historical working is going to put us in a good position in terms of our drilling program. There's been a lot of planning in place, and now we're starting to put a strategy together in terms of how we're going to differentiate ourselves from our peers. So Kaolin has a lot of uses, and we've seen Andromeda and the likes take different, they've got their strategy and what's worked for them. So we're fortunate enough to see that, but also look for a niche area that hasn't been tapped into, and explore that further. So let's stay tuned. We're gonna turn that dirt, and we're gonna find out exactly and how much kaolin we have, and hopefully work towards that JORC resource. So the Salta Nickel Copper project, this has been on our books for a number of years, and this is a clear message to the market and to the Argentinian government that we're here to do business. We're hoping to start drilling any day now. Once again, it consists of 4 mining leases, 61.4 square kilometers, and we're next door to BHP's world-class Escondida gold copper mine. So they're producing. That's where we've done the sampling, we've done the work, and it's time to turn that dirt, find out what's in the ground, and once we get those results, communicate it to market. What does that mean for shareholders? What does that mean for us as a team moving forward with this project? So an important part of our business, and we're glad to finally be on the ground and hopefully drilling within the next few days. And there's the work's been done in terms of samples. Samples are great, but we need to turn that dirt. We need to find out what's in there and align that with the strategy that we have in place. So Musgrave Nickel Copper Project, this is Australia's most underexplored region. And what that tells us as a board and what that should tell the shareholders is that this is a huge opportunity. So in terms of our coverage there, over 14,000 square kilometres. We've got a farm in J with Rio Tinto. There has been work that's done. They've identified the drilling holes, the targets, the anomalies are looking brilliant. So we're hoping now to work with the local landowners and build that relationship, and also, add value to them. It's a partnership. So what we're trying to tell the government in South Australia is that we want to work with everyone and really push this project forward. Once again, it's a huge opportunity for the company, and I think I don't hear many shareholders talking about it, but we want to bring this to light, and we're once again putting a plan and strategy together in terms of how we fast track our access and work with the locals to make it happen. So the Pink Slipper JV with Rio Tinto, as I mentioned before, we've got the electromagnetic work done. We know there's brilliant targets. We have a camp on site, the Musgrave. So we've got our own drill rig, we've got our camp, we've got our ute. So we're ready to go. The team is there, our exploration manager. We're all over it in terms of the back end work, assessing the numbers, priority targets. It's all in place. It's now about building relationships, and as a junior exploration, relationships are crucial. So that's front of mind for us, governments, peoples, locals, shareholders. It's a big part of our business. And we want to make that very clear to shareholders that if there's any issues, pick up the phone, talk to me. We're going to be very open in our communication as we really hope to advance Pepinnini across all projects, as I mentioned earlier on. So that's our commitment. And I think that sums us up. A lot of news flow happening. I've mentioned that we're drilling on a number of projects in the in the coming days or weeks. So stay tuned. This DLE is going to be a big part of our business now in terms of our strategy and how we move forward. We've got some excellent brine blending that we're going to now progress. So stay tuned and stay in touch. Thank you, Jane.
Mena, thank you for the great presentation. We have gone very much over time, but I might just run into one question now. So can you please elaborate on the importance of the MOU announced today?
Yeah, of course. The MOU talks to our strategy and our goals. So we've seen the likes of Lake Resources and what they've been able to do with their technology. We've learned a lot. So we're in a good position that we've seen these companies that are far more advanced than us, and now we've got a JORC resource. So how do we take that to the next step? So is it going to be with brine blending? Now we're going to test DLE and see what the numbers come back with. So DLE increases efficiency of extracting as much lithium as possible. So that's crucial for us. So we're looking at the latest technologies, and that's going to play a big role in our next steps. So we'll stay tuned.
Well, thank you, Mena. And for the attendees who weren't able to get their questions answered, I would encourage you to reach out to Mena and the company directly via the contact details on the bottom of their ASX releases. But thanks for your time.